Well, Sandy wiped out an estimated quarter million vehicles along the East Coast. Now, all of those vehicles need to be parked somewhere. TV 1055's Long Island Bureau Chief Richard Rose live in Melville with this exclusive story for us tonight. Richard, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Chris. Citing a public health and safety threat, last week Governor Cuomo signed an executive order allowing temporary storage of all these cars and trucks in places you would never have seen them before, including, as we found out today, protected lands like the Pine Barrens. Truck after truck filled with wrecked or waterlogged cars, all being dumped now onto more than 80 acres of land surrounding the old Grumman Airfield property, an abandoned site that's now called Enterprise Park. Some of it's private land, some town-controlled, but all of it sits atop the state-protected Pine Barrens and its precious underground water supply.
This was done very hastily.
Dick Amper of the Long Island Pine Barrens Society says he understands the need to get wrecked vehicles off the streets of ravaged neighborhoods, but is appalled that these junkers will now be left to sit on this environmentally sensitive land for at least 6 months and possibly longer. So you think this should be stopped?
I think there's a more appropriate place to put wrecked cars from Sandy than on top of Long Island's drinking water supply, yes.
The Pine Barrens Society has complained to the State Department of Environmental Conservation and Riverhead Supervisor Sean Walter. Walter says the town consulted with the state over the land it controls and agreed to park the battered vehicles along the paved runways to limit any fluids leaking into the ground. But the supervisor says he's not happy with the thousands of vehicles being plopped directly onto the grasslands of this privately owned property.
We spoke to the DEC, and we believe that the DEC is going to work to look at them carefully.
So they're kind of getting permission after the fact, after they'd already started?
That would be an accurate thing to say.
And we called that private property owner, Jan Berman, to find out what conversations, if any, he had with the state about storing these damaged vehicles on protected land, but we did not get an answer back. Now, Riverhead's town supervisor tells me the town will be paid $1 million to store these vehicles on town land over the next 6 months. Live in our Long Island newsroom, Richard Rose, TV 1055.